But yeah, I mean, we don't have to sit here and act like, it's any secret. We don't like them. They don't like us.
Sometimes in the NBA, a rivalry doesn't start with a hard foul or a dirty screen. It starts with a wrist tap. December 2023, the NBA's new in-season tournament, Tyrese Haliburton is torching the Milwaukee Bucks under the bright lights of Vegas. 27 points, 15 assists, 0 turnovers. Game on the line, he steps back, buries a dagger three, and turns to the crowd. He taps his wrist. Not just any tap, but Dame time. And just like that, one of the NBA's most unexpected and pettiest rivalries was actually born. So let's start at the root. Pacers versus Bucks, in-season tournament, semifinal. All eyes on Milwaukee. This is their first big run with Giannis and Dame together, but Haliburton stole the show. Again, he hit dagger after dagger, finished with 27, 15, and 0 turnovers.
I know what time it is.
Dame's signature move right in front of the man himself. Dame didn't respond right away, but the next day, he issued a subtle warning.
I have to be willing to take it. For as many times as I've done it to people, I can't be upset when somebody else does it, you know what I mean? I think that's also a sign of respect and acknowledgement for, knowing my history and knowing what I do. And, I didn't mind it. It was what it was. I've also known that when you have your moments, because you just never know how the tables turn and when.
It wasn't anger, it was a promise. A vet telling a young star, basically, I'll see you again. The media lit up. Was Haliburton out of pocket? Was this the moment the NBA got its new point guard rivalry? The league had a spark, but it was far from over. From that day on, Pacers versus Bucks had a different energy. Haliburton didn't just beat Milwaukee once. He made a habit of it. Indiana had their number. Haliburton kept cooking, and Dame stayed quiet. But this wasn't over stats. It was pride, identity. One man representing the old school, stone-faced, big moment killer. The other, a flashy new age facilitator with charisma and confidence to match. The league started watching every interaction, every handshake, every stare down. The seed had been planted in Vegas and it was growing. And now here we are in the 2025 playoffs. First round matchup, number 4 Pacers versus number 5 Bucks. But here's the twist. Dame ain't playing. He was dealing with a blood clot diagnosis from March. Still, he flew with the team, sat on the bench, and watched his guys get cooked. The Pacers was up big late in the fourth. Game basically over. Haliburton's talking. He's laughing. He's barking at the bench. And Dame, he had enough, man. From the bench in street clothes, Dame steps toward the court, gets in Haliburton's direction, and starts yelling. And I quote, "All that you've been talking down there, you're going to see." Then comes Pascal Siakam to defend his point guard. He steps up and tells Dame, "Why are you even talking? You ain't even playing." Players swarm in, coaches intervene, referees step in. And then it happens, double text, one to Siakam and one to Lillard, who isn't even playing. A grown man dressed as a Louis Vuitton Don catching the tech like he just missed a defensive rotation. But it didn't stop there. That moment went viral, clips all over, Sports Center, talk shows dissecting it, Stephen A. calling it the best moment of the playoffs so far, social media, unforgiving. One tweet said that they ain't got a tech and ain't played 1 minute. Bro want to fight in Lululemon joggers. Somebody tell him this ain't Portland anymore. And just like that, this went from petty to personal. Game 2, Dame suits up. Crowd and Indy booing him every time he touches the ball. Fans tapping their wrists right back at him. Now Haliburton, he ready. From tip-off, it's tension. They bump, they jaw, they stare. Dame's trying to shake the rust. Hits a couple tough shots, but overall, he kind of off. 4-13 shooting. 18 points. Meanwhile, Haliburton runs the game like a surgeon. 21 points, 12 dimes, crunch time floaters, no mistakes. Late in the fourth quarter, a foul is called, whistle blows, dead ball. Haliburton and Lillard, face to face, again, words fly. They have to be separated. It's basically round 2. No text this time, just eyes locked, and a message sent that this ain't over. Pacers hold on, win again, and go up 2-0. And then Haliburton walks into the postgame press room and drops the bomb. No fake humility, no political answers. Haliburton looks into the mic and says,
"He wants to win, I want to win. We want to win, they want to win." So it's just competition at the end of the day. But yeah, we don't have to sit here and act like, it's any secret. We don't like them, they don't like us. And that's just what it is. And I think we they live for this, we live for this. So, I could care less. I'm out here just trying to help my team win games. So there's got to be a little bit back and forth. There's got to be a little back and forth, but I'm here to win.
Just like that, he made it official. The NBA's first real public mutual beef in years. He didn't backpedal either. If there's got to be a little back and forth, then that's what it's got to be. But I'm here to win. You could feel the confidence, the leadership, and the petty. He owned it. No fear, no filter. But everybody knew this was no longer just Pacers versus Bucks. It was Tyrese versus Dame. Right now, Haliburton's got the edge. He won in Vegas. He won Game 1. He outplayed Dame in Game 2. And he owns the biggest quote of the playoffs. But we all know it's not over because Lillard, he's petty too. He's proud. He's been cooking revenge bars since December 23. And if he gets hot in Game 3, if he drops 40 and send this thing back 2-2, this story flips again. What makes this beautiful? This ain't a fake rivalry. This is personal, competitive, and most importantly, authentic. Started with a wrist tap, escalated with a bench side threat, and now we're in the middle of a full-on point guard war, and we're all here for it. We even had this discussion on First Take, and Mad Dog, he don't really respect the rivalry. He thinks it's really just fool's gold.
Is Indy-Milwaukee a rivalry?
No, come on. In League One, what are they, the Lakers Celtics?
But Stephen A. and Molly had something else different to say.
Doggy, you're a snob because everything doesn't have to be the Lakers, Boston Celtics. Not what we're talking about here. What you're talking about is two teams highly competitive with one another that have personal animus against one another. But I would tell you, when I see Damian Lillard and Haliburton going after it, when I see Siakam going at them, when I see fights about to break out, and I said, because we live in an age, what do we lament? The whole hugging and singing kumbaya with one another and getting along. You want to see a healthy level of hostility where emotionally you feel like the players are as invested as the fans on an emotional perspective, not just about doing their jobs or playing basketball.
Mad Dog, it's literally called, look at me.
So it can't be a rivalry until that happens.
It's literally called Dame time. Like, that's what he does, no matter what.
Nobody else does.
Yes, they do. They chant it because the man's clutch.
We
Mad
all
Dog,
call it that.
He's
We
one
know
of
what
the
Dame
most
time is.
clutch players. What are you talking about?
Hold on now. I'm not talking about being clutch. I'm talking about being disrespectful.
We need some drama in the NBA. You know, we need like that old school nostalgic feel of just teams really battling for something, right? Really going at each other's necks, to get that W. That's all I'm saying. But it's your boy Carl Anthony for Due Season Hoops. Hit that like button, subscribe, and we out. Peace.